Another issue that made national headlines last week is the dust-up between the Trump administration and federal Judge James Boasberg, who blocked the deportation of Venezuelan migrants that the government identified as members of the Tren de Aragua gang. After the president said the judge should be impeached over his order, Congressman Gill filed articles of impeachment against the judge. Congresswoman Crockett responds after Gill discusses the measure.
Judge James Boasberg, a rogue D.C. Circuit Court judge, has abused his power of the judiciary, weaponized the judiciary, politicized it to usurp President Trump's clear plenary Article 2 powers of commander-in-chief. And remember, he did this for the purpose of turning a plane midair full of some of the most violent, brutal, ruthless terrorists to demand that they come back into our communities. That is a usurpation of power. It's unconstitutional and it's wrong.
What did you make of the Chief Justice saying that impeaching a judge is basically not the answer? There is the appellate process. Appeal the case. Appeal the judge's order. What do you say to that?
Well, I would love to see this ruling appealed, but I'd love to see this appealed quickly. The American people gave President Trump a mandate to both secure the border and deport illegal aliens. Remember, Tren de Aragua is one of the most grotesque drug organizations in the entire world. These are people that not only murder and rape little girls in America, but they derive sadistic pleasure from torturing their victims. These are the people that judge demanded come back into our communities. Now, we need the appellate process to work, but we need it to work quickly. This cannot be a months-long or years-long process. I hope that the Supreme Court steps in quickly, but a core part of our separation of powers and checks and balances is the power of Congress to impeach rogue judges, and this certainly qualifies as a case that demands impeachment. I think impeachment is a proper response here. I hope that we push it forward. I think that it would be best done by going through the proper committee process.
The idea that anyone should be given permission to violate a court order, no matter who you are, you don't have that right. That's just not what it is in America. And so what we have is we are seeing that the legislative branch has decided that they don't want to be co-equal. They want to be subservient, at least if they're Republicans. They want to be subservient to the executive branch. Right now, at least so far, the judiciary has held their own. Every time that Donald Trump and this administration has been challenged, we have won in court. The question is, are we really winning? Because at the end of the day, if you have a branch of government that says, I am going to ignore you because I am above you, then that is a problem. So really what Brandon should have been doing is going back to the basics of government and recognizing that if anybody has failed in this particular court case, it wasn't the judiciary who issued an order. It was Donald Trump and his administration. I sit on the Judiciary Committee, and so if for some reason anything was to take place, it has to go through judiciary, so it will come through my committee. I will absolutely do everything that I can to talk about how ridiculous this is and try to give a very elementary education of the basics. Yes, we don't want bad guys. I'll scream it from the rooftop. I don't want bad guys from this country or any other country running around and terrorizing anyone in our communities, period, no matter who you are, right? But at the end of the day, you have an administration that continues to overreach